eastern tip of Long Island, where the Atlantic pounds against the jagged cliffs and the wind howls through pine forest, there sits a place wrapped in silence and secrets. Camp Hero, an abandoned military installation whose towering radar dish looms like a sentinel over the sea. Locals whisper of strange lights at night, of voices carried on the wind, of experiments that blurred the lines between science and nightmare. They call it the Montauk Project. And if even a fraction of the stories are true, then what happened here wasn't just military research. It was an assault on reality itself. Tonight, we peel back the layers of myth, secrecy, and terror. Before it became a subject of whispered conspiracy, Camp Hero was very real. Constructed in 1942, it stood as a coastal defense station during World War II. Massive gun batteries were hidden in concrete bunkers carved into the cliffs, designed to repel any Nazi assault on New York Harbor. Later, during the Cold War, the base evolved into a radar station. Its most recognizable feature, a massive 90-foot radar dish part of the SAGE defense network, watched the skies for Soviet bombers. But Camp Hero was unusual. It wasn't just military, it was camouflaged. The barracks were designed to look like a sleepy fishing village, complete with fake windows and painted rooftops, an illusion against potential aerial attacks. The Cold War paranoia seeped into every brick. By the 1980s, the guns were decommissioned, the radar shut down, and the land transferred into what would become Camp Hero State Park. Yet the structures remained, rotting, humming with an almost magnetic dread. To a casual visitor, Camp Hero is simply an eerie relic of America's wartime paranoia. To others, it is something far more sinister, a cover site for illegal experiments that rewrote the rules of space-time and the human mind. Ask the locals about Camp Hero, and you'll get uneasy smiles. Some say the underground tunnels stretch for miles, deeper than the public knows. Others claim the government sealed entrances with concrete after something got out. Urban explorers have reported bizarre acoustics, whispers echoing where no one stands, machines humming in empty rooms, sudden drops in temperature. The radar tower, long deactivated, is said to pulse with strange energy. Animals avoid it. Cell phones die near its base. Hikers swear they felt nausea, vertigo, even hallucinations just from standing too close. In Montauk lore, the radar dish wasn't merely scanning the skies. It was the heart of secret experiments, a machine capable of amplifying psychic abilities, tearing holes in time, and even summoning entities from beyond. Standing before the decaying monolith, one cannot help but feel that the land itself remembers, that the walls soaked up screams we were never meant to hear. The legend truly took root in 1992, when Preston Nichols and Peter Moon published the Montauk Project, Experiments in Time. Nichols, an electrical engineer, claimed he had recovered repressed memories of working on bizarre experiments beneath Camp Hero. He described secret research into psychotronics, time travel, teleportation, and contact with extraterrestrials. Nichols wasn't alone. He insisted others too had suppressed memories of Montauk. His book wasn't presented as fiction, but as testimony. A whistleblower account of government abuse hidden in plain sight. The Montauk Project became a magnet for conspiracy enthusiasts, UFO researchers, and survivors of supposed government mind control. Nichols tied Montauk directly to the infamous Philadelphia experiment of 1943, where the USS Eldridge supposedly vanished into thin air during a Navy cloaking experiment. Nichols claimed survivors of that project were brought to Montauk. That Montauk was the continuation, the expansion of time-bending military research. Suddenly, two urban legends fused into one sprawling mythos. The government wasn't just testing ships, they were tearing reality apart. Nichols described Montauk boys, abducted children subjected to brutal conditioning. The radar dish, he said, could amplify psychic frequencies, allowing scientists to implant thoughts, erase memories, and even trigger violence remotely. Survivors described chairs with wires, electrodes, and soundproof rooms where screams never reached daylight. The parallels with MK Ultra were chilling. LSD, hypnosis, and trauma were already proven government methods. Montauk took it further, into full psychic weaponization. According to Nichols, Montauk perfected time portals. The radar dish created a time tunnel, glowing vortices where subjects stepped through and vanished. Some returned babbling nonsense, others never returned at all, and sometimes something else came through. Nichols claimed they accidentally manifested a creature, a hulking beast of rage, tearing through the base before being destroyed. Some called it the Montauk Monster. Others said it was an interdimensional entity, a psychic thought form unleashed into flesh. Al Bielek claimed he was teleported from the Philadelphia experiment to Montauk in the 1980s. Stuart Swerdlow insisted he was a psychic subject forced to project into alternate realities. Nichols continued to lecture until his death in 2018, retelling his Montauk memories. Their testimonies conflicted, but their passion fueled the myth. Urban explorers crawl through Camp Hero today. They film graffiti, strange sealed doors, and tunnels that end in welded steel. Skeptics see nothing more than military ruins. Believers see cover-ups, access points to labs long buried. Historians insist there's no evidence, no funding, no records, no proof. Nichols was an engineer with vivid imagination, they say, not a whistleblower. But believers argue, isn't secrecy the point? The lack of proof is the proof. Montauk bled into pop culture. Stranger Things was originally titled Montauk, directly inspired by the project. Podcasts, YouTube channels, TikToks. Montauk thrives as modern folklore. Whether hoax, folklore, or truth, the Montauk Project refuses to die. Maybe because it speaks to a primal fear that governments can rewrite our minds, our time, even our reality. The radar tower still stands, its shadow stretching across the cliffs, and if you stand there at night when the wind is right, Some swear you can hear the low hum of machinery deep underground, as if the experiments are never ended. If you like this dive into conspiracy, like, share, and subscribe, and have a great night.